Hey Sainers, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. This is going to be interesting. It's been a thought in my mind and I wanted to talk about it. I see a lot of comments about this and I guess the spending spree that seemingly we are on at the moment. Two players locked in, more to come probably. A lot of people do mention the 2019 trade haul. Here it is. We all remember this, don't we? The feeling at the moment is kind of in this realm, but I wanted to look at it a little bit deeper and sort of provide some information on why I think this time around it's different. And this time around it is more calculated, more planned. And the foundations that we've set in the last 4 years has opened up the opportunity for us to splash the cash and get some players in from other clubs. So, firstly, October 27, 2020. This is what took place. Obviously, not all on that one day, but we started with pick 6, 59, 76, and 82 heading into the trade period. We ended up leaving the trade period with Brad Hill, Dan Butler, Zach Jones, Paddy Ryder, and Dougal Howard. Now, upon reflection, this was a trade haul to get out of the doldrums of the bottom 6 and just make finals. I don't think right now, looking at this, that was ever really going to take us to a flag. Maybe that's just hindsight. Maybe. I'm trying to think of exactly what I was feeling in this moment when we got all these players, and I thought we would win more games, we would make finals. Did I think it would take us to the promised land? I'm not too sure. So James Gallagher was running the show at this point in time. He was the list manager, obviously with Simon Lethlean. Now it's a bit different with Graham Allen and Stephen Silvani in the driver's seat in terms of list management and trade acquisition. Let's look This is the part where it gets interesting. Let's look at what we spent, because I think that's going to be a main talking point when it comes to what we're doing now. And I just want you to remember that point. So I believe in every single one of these deals, picks were traded. Not one of these players were free agents. If we rewind the year before, it was the same thing. And this is going to scare you. I don't like jump scares. But this is going to be a serious jump scare for you if I can get it up. There we go. Holy crap. This wasn't even a free agent. We gave up pick 39 and a future second for Dan Hanbury in pick 28. So even he wasn't a free agent. But I just want to make a point here. So if we go back to exactly what I was showing you, Howard and Ryder, we traded pick 12 and 18 and a future third. Let's go. So Jack Stephen left. Brad Hill is a Saint. We know we gave up a lot for him, our first round pick. Dan Butler, 56. And that was the summary, right? So quite a lot of change. Not one of these players right here was a free agent. So it was a huge risk to do what we did. Because when you give up that much draft collateral, obviously pick 6 was the worst, but you can maneuver in terms of futures. You can trade. We could have split 6 and picked up some players. There was a number of ways to go about it, but they were all contracted players. Whereas now, already with the 2 that we've acquired, no draft collateral has been touched. So we are still maintaining a strong hand there. It is just salary cap space. This was both. This was very aggressive at the time, but it was essentially draft picks out, players in, and let's just try and be relevant in the short term at the very least. We were labeled the winners of the trade period at this point in time. And look, we did make finals in 2020, but it fell off a cliff very soon after that. This is the team that played in the final game of the 2018 season. So, this is the team that we fielded where we thought, okay, we're ready to sacrifice draft picks to top up. Savage, Carlisle, Brown, Wilkie, Sam Rowe, Hunter Clark, Jack Billings, Seb Ross, Nick Hine, Jack Nunes, Josh Bruce, Dan Hanbury, Jack Loney, Tim Membry, Ben Long, Marshall, Dunstan, Sinclair, Akers, Battle, Steele, Stephen. That's actually not a bad bench. This is the team that at the time we thought we'll top up with these players that we're going to get. We're not going to hit the draft. And that's going to help us climb up the ladder. This was not a future-proof plan. This was not a sustainable success plan. It's been 9-10 years since we've made finals. Let's just try and do something. Let's spend all our picks, get some players in, look like a destination club, and that's it. Very, very paper over the cracks heavy plan. And it's exemplified when you look at our drafting before that. And my point here is that Andrew Bassett has made it clear that we had a plan over the last 4 years, from 2020 really, or 2021 to now, or from to last year, to hit the draft, hit it heavy. And if we're in a place where we can tap into free agents and be aggressive on that front, we will do that if we are ready. This is the drafting 4 years, just as in a comparison, 4 years prior to this trade haul. So from 2015 to 2018, leading into the 2019 season where we got all those players and traded picks, this was the youth. These were the first round, second round, and third round players that we picked up that we thought, okay, that's a nucleus there. 2015, okay? We got Jade Gresham. And that's pretty much the only player of note in that draft. So Brandon White played 11 games. Bailey Rice played 11 games. No games for the other three players. Obviously rookie picks, but you still take up a list spot at this point in time. Let's go to 2016 now. Ben Long, Battle, Phillips, Marshall in the rookie draft. So Ben Long, he's a quality player now at the Gold Coast Suns. Josh Battle is a quality player now at Hawthorn. We got a bit out of Battle, a little bit out of Ben Long, but still, not quite super strong. 2017, let's look at what we did. Hunter Clark, still on our list. Nick Caulfield, not on our list. Claverino, who I can never say his name correctly, off. Ben Patton's at Sydney, I think, or maybe delisted. I'm not too sure. Langlands, 3 games. Louis Pearce, 4 games. Rookies again, but still, nothing of major note there apart from Hunter Clark and Caulfield. But even then, you'd say 7 and 8. Has that really worked out? Question marks there. Hunter Clark still has time on his side. Then you've got 2018 Max King. Yep, solid pick. I'll take that. Pick 4. That'll turn out nicely, I hope. Then you've got Bytel. I think he was delisted. Matty Parker, gone. Nick Hind, gone. Robbie Young, 3 games, gone. And Cal Wilkie, rookie draft. Our rookie picks are better at this point in time than our national draft picks. This is the foundation we had built before hitting trade period in 2019. So that is the polar opposite to the previous 4 years now. So if we go, let's go 2021. Max Heath, okay, might go to Melbourne, but you've got Cooper Sharman, Naz, Owens, Windy. Oscar Adams is at the Gold Coast and played games. So that is a stellar draft when you look at it. Mid-season through to the Nationals, 3 players there, 2 NGAs, and obviously Naz is one of the best players in the competition. So that is a phenomenal year of drafting. We move on to 22. Mateus Filippo, brilliant. That's a bargain at pick 10. Then you've got Van Ness, Ollie Houghton, delisted, Isaac Keeler, still on the list, got a contract. Looks like he could be a player. Solid return, 2 potential, stars there, hopefully. Then you've got 23. Darcy Wilson, great. Lance Collard, potential. Angus Hasty, shown some signs. Garcia, Ari Shawnmaker, maybe he's going to get traded or delisted. I'm not too sure. But those first four in particular, a good spread of games. They're 41, 15, 14, 26. And that's the thing when you look at some of these recent years, they're all getting games. And then 24 leading into this season. Max Hall mid-season, sensational pickup. Toby, project player, hopefully will do some good things. Tyru, we know is going to be a star. James Barron hasn't played, but will stay on the list. Hugh Boxall, we've seen plenty when we like him. Alex Dodson, one game. He's going to be a very good player, hopefully, and he was the best ruck in that draft and a bargain at pick 53. Patrick said we haven't seen yet, but still on the list, and obviously we'll get a go maybe next season. So the nucleus there, the investment on the draft was real, and we actually took our time to get this right. We didn't rush it. I think the other thing that is worth making note is the timing of this situation. Prior to that 2019 haul, who was the big name star, upcoming star in that team? Right now, we're doing it off the back of good news. We signed Naz, and that unlocked the door. That was almost the blessing. You can now do this. You can now go and spend some cash. Whereas before, it was very much it was out of hope. It was out of, I guess we have to do something, right? Because we didn't do the drafting right. Let's try and paper over the cracks with some of these players. But if you're going to do that, you want to still be hitting the draft in a way. Like our equivalent of a Dan Hanbury in 2018, the year before a big haul in 2019, right now is Jack McRae last year, who cost us pick 50 or something. And really, we're getting more out of Jack McRae than we ever did out of Dan Hanbury. Let's face it. So if that's the equivalent, this time around, hopefully in terms of our acquisitions, it's significantly greater. The age profile is better. Right now, we're getting a blend that's going to complement what we've already got, but the foundation has been set. There's no point topping up if you don't believe in your youth. You don't believe in what you've drafted, and you don't think they can go anywhere. Right now, I think when you look at our list, you look at what we're trying to do in the trade period, the best thing is free agency is the ultimate equalizer. If you've got money and you've handled your cap well, you can go and hit free agency hard, because equalization is not happening in the draft right now. St Kilda has made that very clear in terms of academies, in terms of father sons. We're not going to get bang for buck there, but where we can do it is if we manage our cap well and we can try and get players for no draft collateral, which means that we can either trade picks for better players like a Flanders or a McKenzie. Leaker is going to cost very minimal. There might be more in the works, who knows? But we're not sacrificing everything for it like we did in 2019. 2019 was a sugar hit. Brad Hill was an icing on the cake player, but we had no cake. We had no cake. Right now, there is a significant cake there. I wouldn't say that the players we're looking to get are just icing. I think some of them can be more than that. But we have something to work with. And look, if it backfires, I still think there's a significant foundation there to try again in a couple of years' time and to just keep hitting the draft. Like Ross said, if Naz didn't sign, we probably would have shifted strategies and gone back to the draft. But now that we've got his signature and we've got a player of that caliber, we can build around him. We can build the momentum by retaining him, retaining Filippo, hopefully retaining Winhager, and striking in the window with free agents and trade additions. We didn't do that before. In terms of my quick take on this situation and the comparisons, 2019 was blunt force, pick heavy, trade blitz. We just wanted to get players in no matter what. This time, it's cap driven, it's staged approach, lock your guns in, which we've done to the most part. We're waiting on Windy, use free agency to add without spending picks, and then deploy trade capital on one or two contracted players that fit a need and can build out the list. And in our age demographic, it's interesting that the two players that we got in free agency are on the, I wouldn't say old, but they're on the older spectrum in terms of 27 and above or 26 and above. Whereas some of the players that we're saving draft collateral for, in terms of McKenzie, if we want him, Flanders, Lekalia, and maybe more, they're all under the age of 25, which is smart. Use your picks on players that will be around for a while. When people jump the gun and they just say, Jake, this is 2019 all over again, look a little bit deeper. Look at not just 2019 on its own, but look at the work that we did before that and how shocking it was. The foundation. Look at the team in 2018 that we thought was ready to go up a level. Look at the team that we played this year in the final game of the season without Max King and Dougal Howard in the team. Significant upgrade in terms of youth, in terms of balance, skills, and now we can add to it. So it's night and day in my eyes. So hopefully you enjoyed that comparison. It's a bit of a brain dump there, but it's been on my mind. I just wanted to look at, is it a repeat of exactly what we did and we're just repeating old habits and it's just going to backfire again? Or have we learnt from last time? And obviously it's a different administration. We've got different people in charge. And we've handled the cap, I think, a lot better. But I just wanted to look at it on a more microscopic level and hopefully appreciate it. Let me know what you think. Obviously, we've only got the 2 players in at the moment, but I'd imagine there's going to be more to come. And the way we've gone about it does seem very methodical. And all we need to do is maintain, the momentum that we've got into next season. And this is a formula that can continue to repeat. If you manage the cap, you maintain your draft collateral, unless you're really giving up for a gun, then you're in a good spot. And I think right now we're in a good spot. So thanks very much, Saners. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. A little bit different today, but I just wanted to have a look at this in more detail because it does feel like, some people think it is 2019 vibes, getting all these players in for not much return. But I don't think we're obviously we're going to rely on these players to take us up a level, but we're going to still probably get more from the players that we've got at St Kilda right now. Whereas last time, we weren't relying on some of those players going up a level. We were hoping that the players we brought in would do everything. And in a shortened season, COVID season, it worked. But then after that, in a real season, when we got back to normal football, it didn't work. And it set us back a little bit. So thank you very much, Sanders. Hopefully enjoyed the video. Leave a comment and appreciate all your support. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon. Go Saints.